Yes, my name is Lucy, and I have been a resident of Lithgow since 1995. I'm also a registered wildlife rescuer and licensed to care for macropods and wombats. Whilst this brings me great joy, it also saddens me that we as humans are doing something inherently wrong to our planet and the ecosystem that supports our very existence. So today I'm here to talk to you about the platypus, Bella de Rain, and in particular the platypus of Lake Lyell, because these platypus are different. They have a unique genetic gene pool, and we should have a vested interest in preserving this. Here at Lake Lyell, we have many platypus living in ideal conditions for free. So we've seen this picture before, and when I look at this picture, I kind of like to imagine what's down in those trees, what's in those valleys. You know, there's gliders, there's possums, there's kangaroos, wallabies, there's powerful owls, there's eagles, and then down in ground level, there's fungi, there's lizards, there's all the little grubs that everybody feeds on that create that beautiful ecosystem that supports everything, including us. How many platypus? We'll be talking about that in a moment. But first, the platypus status. Are they endangered? Yes, in South Australia, they are. In Victoria, they're listed as threatened. In New South Wales, there is not yet a classification, but their numbers are declining due to habitat loss. Therefore, they are at risk. If numbers are declining and they are threatened or endangered in 2 other states, then I think it's clear that if we don't do something now to save existing habitats, it's only a matter of time before they're on the road to extinction. That risk is glaringly obvious. At what point do we say, oops, platypus is now threatened or endangered, we better do something? Shall we wait until we've destroyed the habitat and removed and damaged the safe places that they live and breed, and they join our koala on the endangered list in every state? How long does it take to grow a corridor of suitable eucalyptus trees? At least as long or longer than a koala lifetime. Likewise, how long does it take to restore the specialised habitat for the platypus? It takes decades to develop. Longer than a platypus lifetime. Too long. Over the past 30 years, their habitat has shrunk by 22%. Now that's an area almost 3 times the size of Tasmania. There are only 5 living monotremes, 4 echidna species, 1 platypus. Australia now has the worst mammal extinction rate in the world. It's nothing to be proud of, is it? There are 4 to 5 species being lost to extinction each decade. We don't want to be part of that, do we? Which is why we're campaigning to save our Lake Lyell genetic pool. All Australian wildlife is protected, but I believe that that's a loose term, having seen the plans for the hydro project and the impending impact on the platypus. Experts from New South Wales Uni have undertaken considerable platy research on many populations, and often, even when they know they're in an area where they know they exist, none are trapped. Their record trapping number is 7. These are the platypus that were trapped and tagged at Lake Lyell. When they visited, they were astounded and excited to trap 7 platypus on the first night. Incredibly, a further 5 were trapped, bringing the total to 12 individuals. That's a remarkable and significant number, and just goes to show how many platypus might be living there. That's in our backyard, for now. This is the platypus zone. This is the area where the platypus forage for food and where they were trapped and tagged. The burrows where they sleep and breed are situated further up Farmers Creek. So what is the plan for the platypus if the hydro project goes ahead? Here is a picture of the plans. I'm sure you've seen them before. Completely covering the decades-old feeding habitat precisely where the platypus were trapped, in the platypus zone. That one. The plan appears to be to dig a diversion channel with a bulldozer for the platypus to move from their burrows in Farmers Creek to the lake. Unfortunately, they don't feed in the lake. This is where they feed. That area is going to be filled in. Prime, established, safe habitat. Platypus can't live in any old waterway. Their needs are specific for them to survive and thrive. Platypus heaven is a river or stream with earth banks consolidated by the roots of native vegetation. The stream itself contains logs, twigs, roots, water plants. It has a gravel and cobble bottom. All of these are important to feed and support the invertebrates eaten by the platypus, who also like to munch on the larvae of dragonfly, water beetle and crustaceans, worms, snails and mussels. Humans and machines cannot create habitat replacements in the form of a diversion channel. Platypus will not be able to feed in this diversion channel. It will be freshly dug rock with no habitat and no food. What a sad, sad time for the platypus. The whole ecosystem destroyed, threatening their survival and our human survival. We simply cannot keep destroying habitat, removing safe places where our iconic wildlife live. Not just the platypus, all of them. It's a whole thing, a whole ecosystem. And I feel quite certain that if this project goes ahead, it will cost far more than money. Hydro is not a bad idea, but putting it at Lake Lyell is. I want to protect our platypus. I want to save Mount Walker and Lake Lyell for the future generations. Thank you.